So, my people, this is the reason why this country will never move forward until we change our mindset and our mentality. So recently, Adam Oshiomhole came out and exposed the illegal mining that is going on in the north. Instead of Nigeria government to look into it, to investigate, and also bring those that are involved to book, no, what they're doing right now is to be threatening Oshiomhole, saying that how can he come out on national television and say what he says. So right now, Oshiomhole has come back to clear the air to say that he said some retired generals are involved, and was also told by a retired general that the kidnappers are in the service of some retired generals. Because right now, some are saying that he said retired generals instead of some retired generals. Before we go into the new interview where Adam Oshiomhole clears the air about what he said, let's go back to that particular video and hear exactly what Adam Oshiomhole said. Mind you, I am not a fan of Adam Oshiomhole, but when we see a spade, let's call it a spade. Take a look.
Those involved in this illegal mining, they use choppers. They procure arms exactly the same way as our military were doing in the South. They give them arms. They use choppers to come and cut away the gold. And they take them out of this country and make billions of US dollars. And the federal government is not doing what it should be doing. I took this letter to the former president when I was national chairman of APC. And I said, call the general to give you more brief. In fact, what is happening, or what subsequently happened in that part of the country, was exactly what the general told me was going to happen. Because these guys have been weaponized by the illegal big men who deploy them, secure territories, and the weapon is meant to protect the Chinese and other foreigners who they actually employ to carry out the mining. And on occasion, they use the same weapon to carry out banditry, kidnapping, and all of the terrible things that are going on. Chief of Committee Chairman of Defense Staff, tell the defense I said so. That with some retired military officers, army officers are involved in it. The day we can't tell the truth, this country cannot flourish.
Not just saying the truth, but saying the truth with no action is as good as saying nothing. Like now we're supposed to be hearing, oh, they have arrested this person because he is involved in the illegal mining. No, but Oshiomhole is coming back to defend himself, to say that he did not say all the generals. Like, does it even really matter? What we are looking forward is Nigeria government to tell us like this person is involved, they've arrested this person and this and that, so that this illegal mining will stop, so that Nigerians will benefit from our natural resources, not just some set of people or group of people. Look at, he even wrote to the ex-president Buhari, and up to now, these people did not even do anything. This to show you that they're all involved. Just take a listen and hear what Adam Oshiomhole said in this current interview.
Our mainstay is crude oil, and we are not making money from solid minerals. And they lament the way foreigners are coming to cut away these minerals. And so they were asking for more money for certain agency to ensure that we develop our solid minerals sector. And the kind of resources they believe we can earn that might even be much more than we're earning from oil. And so there are a couple of countries that rely exclusively on solid minerals, even within the African continent. And I then reply that it is not that money is not being made from solid minerals. It is absolutely impossible for anyone, particularly foreigners far away outside the African continent, coming to Nigeria, locating a site, not be geologists, and they go straight to where they can find particular solid minerals, and they start mining it, and they take it away. So it may be correct to say government is not able to harvest or to, harvest water cruise from solid mineral exploration. And that the illegality is being done, and people know who are behind it. I then give an example of myself. And one correction that must be made, and this is not fair on the part of those who report. At no time did I say retired generals. I have many friends who are retired and who are suffering, who can't change batteries in their car. They retire as pure military officers. They never did any quartermaster job. They never had any political exposure. Even the days of military rule. So it would be, as a matter of fact, not correct to suggest to anyone that all retired generals are involved in a particular crime. It's not sensible to say so. That would border on reckless, sweepy generalization. That is not what I said. I said the problem is that some, and I still believe it to be so, I know it to be so. I said some retired generals are involved. And somehow we are not deploying the same force as a nation that we deploy to protect our
oil in the Niger Delta.
Our oil in Niger Delta. And I said, a retired general who I had the honor of appointing and who graciously accepted to serve as a returning officer in a primary election when I was national chairman of APC. In his report back to me as chairman, after presenting the report of the primary, he said, Adams, you are worried about the primaries, but what he has seen about the primaries, but what he has seen is far more serious than that. And that the banditry that is evolving, or kidnapping, as it then was, or kidnapping, there was no use of the word banditry then, that those kidnappers, in the first instance, are in the services of very powerful, in his own word, powerful, some powerful retired generals. And they use chopper. This was a retired general telling me to the illegal site, as they take the mined gold and whatever is it that they are mining, they drop weapons to civilians who have been trained on the use of those weapons to provide protection for the illegal mining activity. He added that sometimes, of course, they offer that protection, but some other time they divert these arms to now terrorize innocent citizens, or sometimes kidnapping.
Yeah.
And I then said to him, there is no way I can comprehend
what he was
the
saying.
story because I have no military training or security training. And I pleaded with him to do a summary, not more than 2, maximum 3 pages, that I will submit as chairman of the ruling party at that time. I will submit to the president, who incidentally is a retired general before becoming the president of Nigeria. So he will understand the issues clearer, and advise him, put your phone number so that the president can call you if he so wish, and you can give him this detailed security dimension. Because he warned me that if that thing is not checkmated, what is happening in the Northeast will be a child's play. And he told me this gold run from that area all the way to Kaduna, all the way to the southwest, by the way, up to Oshu State and elsewhere. I also know in my part of the state, there are solid minerals.
So what did the president
and so on. And so I took this letter, as I promised him, because I saw a patriotic officer, though retired, but not tired of his loyalty to Nigeria is not weakened. And I gave it to the then president,
Buhari?
Buhari. And I said so. And I said, sir, Go through it. It is self-explanatory. My advice, I can only advise the president. My advice is that you can call him and he can give you more graphic details of what he saw and what he knows and his fears about what will happen if this is not nip in the bud. And so I said, when we lament, as the committee was doing, that we are not exploiting our solid, that is not true. It is being exploited, but it's being done on a large scale illegally.
Yeah,
I stand by that.
Good.
I know it to be the truth because the general has no business flattering me.
Good.
And I also know that at some other level, there are pockets of everybody talking about sub-nationalities coming to do illegal mining. They are cutting away this kind of. Can you, just like I argue when I was in the NSC, when NPC used to talk about smuggling, and I said, something of such volume, how can it be smuggled out and nobody sees it? Yeah. So you can't have that scale of illegal activity, right, without men and women of power
and resources.
Cover.
Yeah. No, but
and resources. And I said in that state statement in the Senate, I said, can you imagine who can afford a chopper? And it's not every chopper that can carry out that kind of activity. It cannot be a civilian chopper. A chopper that can go irregularly to carry arms, drop, mine the item, whether they are gold, take them out to a location where they prepare them, and they pass through our borders.
Yeah, but what you have said, Senator, is not different from what was reported.
No,
some
what I don't like is the word, is the attempt, like when I heard you here saying, retired generals. That's
no, some, we're talking about some, yeah.
That's the correct word
I mean,
to say.
yeah, some generals.
But also, this is not to limit it
to some generals.
To some generals.
Well, fine, but the point...
Perhaps the more appropriate word, because I limited to it because of what that general told me.
Yeah.
And
I understand.
He mentioned to me that some retired generals, very powerful people were connected, were involved in it.
Yeah.
But I also believe that there are other non-generals
who
are powerful, who are also providing cover for these foreigners. I mean, let me ask you, you think it's so possible for something that is so widespread to be taking place and
that's why you
everybody lament it, except those who should deal with it.
And that's why you raised the issue.
That's right.
Currently, I mean, you talked about the former president. We're not talking about
I was being specific because I did.
Yeah.
On oath, I can swear I did. I know we call it Baba Mengeskia.
Yeah, but when you...
he knows I gave it to him.
Yeah, but when you talked about the fact that when you discussed this issue, weren't you talking about the current president or the current executive or president not doing what was done in the Niger Delta by employing military might, to handle this situation? Even if you can't get the generals, I mean, you're not mentioning names. Someone would ask you why names not being mentioned, for example. But even if you can't, Nigeria can get to some generals or some resource people, yes.
Yeah.
Why can't the nation get to the foreigners you are discussing about and probably arrest them or stop them from doing this?
Now, what I can say is this. There is no need to talk about the present government. If there is a disease that has been there, and I spoke to that disease, and I spoke to the time I became aware of the disease, and I went on to name or describe my source of information and the step I took as a Nigerian to see if the damn power can deal with it. Of course, until it is dealt with. My point is, I did not come to Abuja to lament.
Yeah.
I came to the Senate to listen, to hear cries, to hear stories, and to act on them. And in acting, that's exactly what we did on the floor of the Senate. To say, we have to find courage. If you the story is edited. We withdraw Mr. President's attention to this scale of abuse, this scale of looting of Nigeria solid minerals by foreigners or even by Nigerians themselves. So, and that is what it should be. Every day we sit in the Senate, particularly in the primary, we pass motions urging government, not necessarily because he started the problem,
Yeah.
Not necessarily because it's not doing something about the matter, but that we want more action. That is why I went on to emphasize. I'm aware, for example.
Don't forget, is the same APC government, and government is a continuum.
Now, this is the problem you have. Does it matter the color of the government?
No. What I'm saying, government
doesn't matter.
That's what I just said. Government is a continuum.
That's right. Now, this government, I'm aware, I think the current Minister of Solid Minerals has taken steps to recruit what they call marshals, to deal with these, some of these illegal miners. That for me is a wonderful initiative. It is to acknowledge that something illegal is going on and it cannot be allowed.
And one must also commend you that you raised the issue.
Before the
it was good that you raised the issue.
But
because that's what you're there to do as a senator.
Yeah, but beyond this commendation, let me finish the totality of my statement. I said, I appreciate that initiative, that somebody in the ministry, the president has appointed a minister, and the minister is concerned that we can't be here and people are cutting away our natural endowment.
Yes.
And he has set up some marshals, etc., which is probably what is within his control. But I said, I would like to see government deploying the same amount of force in protecting our solid minerals and dealing with those who are involved in illegal mining, just like illegal bunkering, with the same force of JTF, Joint Military Command, to deal with anyone involved. So that, let it not be seen as if, when it comes to oil, we are ready. Because you are touching our vein. And then this other one, because we don't have the numbers, we seem to think that we can use less force. And because the people involved are powerful, only superior power can neutralize them. I said so.
Very correct.
Because for me, this is what the president will expect of a loyal senator. Right? To draw his attention and to draw the country's attention so that when those people are being dealt with, this country. Somebody will bring in political motive. Oh, this general, maybe this retired general, this retired PAMSEC, this former labor leader, one comrade, maybe because he made a statement last week, that's why they are dealing with him. Let people know that these are serious economic crimes.
That should be dealt with.
Because part of the complexity of dealing with criminality in Nigeria is the ethnic dimension that is evoked, and sometimes compounded by political affiliation. And once they evoke the ethnic dimension, and even sometimes compounded by religion, and then summarized by political affiliation, the debate is closed. Everybody become blind.
All right, so...
until we stop this selective justice, like Nigeria will keep moving backward, assuming that this illegal mining is happening in the southeast, south, or southwest. By now, would have even heard, okay, they have arrested like 10 people, 20 people that are involved. But because of it's happening in the north, then everybody turn blind eyes. So how do you think that this country will move forward, my people? So as I bring this update to you guys, I don't know what you think. I would love you guys to leave your thoughts in the comment section as always. Subscribe if you haven't, and also share the video to your friends and family. Give this video a thumbs up. Thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you guys in my next update. Goodbye for now.
Welcome to Shamras News TV. Come on,